Friends, well, hang in there because this story is just a storm of emotions and drama. Imagine this: 5 years of love, support, and a seemingly perfect relationship. And then it all came crashing down. Kayla Nicole and Travis Kelsey were a couple admired by millions. They were that dream couple where he was an NFL star and she was a bright and successful journalist. But the fairy tale ended. Why? How is it that their union didn't last? And what does Kayla herself have to say about it? Let's get to the bottom of it. So Kayla Nicole recently decided to lift the veil of secrecy and revealed why their relationship with Travis came to an end. These revelations, of course, became a real sensation. After all, 5 years is not a joke. It's half a decade, a whole epoch in life. Well, friends, are you ready to hear how one of the most discussed love stories began? It's a straight up modern fairy tale where social media played the role of Cupid. In 2017, Travis Kelsey, an NFL star, spotted Kayla Nicole, a successful journalist and model, on Instagram. And what did he do? Well, of course, he started liking her posts, and all of them. I knew right away that this guy was clearly interested. Every post of mine was getting likes. Then he decided to take a leap of faith and wrote me a message. That's where it all started, Kayla recalled with a smile. And so the correspondence began. They talked about everything: career, hobbies, life. Imagine how funny it is that two such busy people found a common language thanks to social networks. But it didn't stop there. When the correspondence turned into a real meeting, everything became even more interesting. Their first date took place at a social event where they literally outshined everyone around them with their chemistry. So charming, so sincere. From the first minutes, I felt like I could be myself around him, Kayla shared. And Travis, he didn't hide his delight either. He later admitted that he was won over by Kayla's confidence and her ability to stay real in any situation. She was different. She wasn't trying to impress me. She was just being herself. And that was the payoff, he said in an interview. Well, isn't that a dream story? Both successful, both charismatic, and they immediately found common ground. It seemed like everything would work out perfectly for them. When Kayla Nicole and Travis Kelsey first announced their relationship in late 2017, everyone was just thrilled. They were that dream couple. He's an NFL star. She's a successful and competent woman. From that moment on, Kayla became not just his girlfriend, but an integral part of his life. Imagine, Kayla shows up at every Kansas City Chiefs game cheering on her man from the stands. And not just sitting quietly, but really rooting for the team. Well, who wouldn't want that kind of support? Kayla has always been there for me. She made my life better. I've been very lucky to have her, Travis said, and it showed with the naked eye. And Kayla, she didn't just support Travis, she continued to actively pursue her career. With sports journalism, blogging, modeling. This girl had time for everything, and in doing so, she inspired thousands of her followers with her style and confidence. She's a true queen. Smart, beautiful, stylish, just the perfect match for Travis, wrote fans in social networks. And of course, their joint appearances in public are a separate story. Remember their appearance at the NFL honors ceremony? Kayla looked stunning in an elegant dress, and Travis was in a perfectly fitting suit. They were simply radiant. This couple is made for the red carpet. A true NFL king and queen. Fans raved. Every photo of them together, every appearance caused a furor. They epitomized success, style, and mutual support. Many said their relationship was inspiring because they looked like a real team. They're perfect, so beautiful, so successful, and you can see how they support each other. They wrote in the comments, "You probably know how it is. Everything looks perfect on the outside. Love, support, mutual understanding. But on the inside, well, everything is more complicated than it seems." That's exactly what happened in Kayla Nicole and Travis Kelsey's relationship. They looked like a dream couple, but as it turns out, behind that facade were problems that were bound to show up sooner or later. Imagine this, Travis, an NFL superstar, living his career. Every game, every practice, every moment of his life is a sport. And Kayla, for her part, is trying to support him while also building her career. And, she honestly admitted that sometimes she felt like she was in the background. When you meet a professional athlete, you realize his work will always come first. That's okay, but sometimes it's hard, Kayla said. And that's where the conflict started. Not because they didn't like each other, but because they had different priorities. Kayla wanted more attention, more time together, and Travis just couldn't give it. We loved each other, but sometimes love isn't enough. We had different priorities, and it became obvious. She shared on her podcast. And, they broke up a few times, took a pause to sort out their feelings. But each time they got back together, it seemed like they couldn't live without each other. But it was getting harder and harder for them to get back together. And their end of relationship was really, I didn't really understand what was happening, but I really resonated with the stories and emotions behind how they got together. In 2022, they made the decision to finally part ways. According to sources close to the couple, it was incredibly hard for Kayla because she had put everything into the relationship. Kayla they wanted more time, more attention, and Travis was completely focused on his career. It's a classic story. It's a classic story. They both tried, but it wasn't enough, insiders noted. And here's the best part. Despite all this, they continued to talk about each other with respect. No scandals, no nasty accusations, just two people who realized their paths had diverged. But, friends, let's be honest. When a 5-year relationship ends, it always hurts. Especially when you were so close and accomplished so much together. The same couple that was admired by thousands of people suddenly announces a breakup. Of course, fans were shocked. No one could believe that the perfect couple were no longer together. I mean, they were so inspiring, wrote on Instagram. And how many comments along the lines of, they always looked so happy, didn't they? But not everyone was surprised. Some thought it was the right decision. If the relationship isn't working, it's better to break up than to keep suffering, wrote the more pragmatic fans. And after all, they're right. Sometimes even the most beautiful relationship on the outside can't withstand the pressure from the inside. But it wasn't just the fans who had a hard time. For Kayla, the breakup was a real test. Imagine 5 years with Travis. She was part of his life, part of the team, part of their social circle. And suddenly, it's all gone. After the breakup, I felt like I was pushed out of that circle. It was painful, she admitted on the podcast. And here you can understand her. Not only did she lose her partner, but she lost friendships with the wives and girlfriends of Kansas City Chiefs players who had become close to her over the years. It's like losing not only a love, but the whole world around you. For Kayla, it was a double blow. She was left alone, and all that was left was trying to find a new path. In 2023, Travis Kelsey's life was literally turned upside down. He started dating the woman the whole world knows, pop star Taylor Swift. This isn't just news. It's a sensation that blew up social media. Fans went crazy. Taylor and Travis, this is the most unexpected but coolest couple of the year. These are the kind of comments that flooded Twitter and Instagram. Taylor, like a true queen, quickly became part of the Kansas City Chiefs WAGs circle, specifically the players' wives and girlfriends. She started cheering up to games, cheering Travis on from the stands, and instantly charmed everyone around her. Imagine her waving to the fans, smiling, chatting with Travis's family. Her appearance was turning into a separate show, and the fans loved it. Taylor brings good luck to the team. She makes Travis play even better, Chief fans joked. But, it wasn't all that rosy for Kayla Nicole. She's watched her former partner not just move on with his life, but do so in the spotlight of the world. And how does that feel, seeing your place next to someone taken by another woman, and a woman as famous and popular as Taylor Swift? I'm not where I used to be anymore. It's a hard thing to realize, Kayla candidly shared. In her podcast with Angel Reese, she admitted that this breakup has been a real challenge for her. 5 years is not just a relationship. It's a big part of your life. When it ends, you feel lost, she said. And those aren't just words. For Kayla, it was especially painful to see Travis move on. It's a weird feeling when something that was yours now belongs to someone else. It's not a grudge, it's just a fact, she added. And that's where she can be understood. 5 years around Travis isn't just time, it's a lifetime. And now she's watching it all be left behind. Of course, Kayla Nicole's podcast couldn't go unnoticed. As soon as she shared her worries about her breakup with Travis Kelsey and his new romance with Taylor Swift, the internet literally exploded. And as it usually happens, fans were instantly divided into two camps. Each side had their own arguments, and that's where the real debate began. Kayla's supporters supported her sincerity. They believed she had every right to speak her mind. She's just sharing her feelings. That's normal. It's hard for her, and she has the right to talk about it, her fans wrote. Many of them argued that a breakup after such a long relationship always leaves scars, and Kayla should be given time to recover. She's been with this man for 5 years. Don't you guys understand how that feels? Give her a chance to speak up and find peace, one fan noted on Twitter. But there were also those who thought it was time for Kayla to put it all behind her. Critics felt her revelations were unnecessary and that the podcast was an unnecessary step. She's still talking about Travis even though it's been so long. It seems pathetic, users wrote. Some even felt she was trying to use Travis and Taylor's romance to get back in the spotlight. Well, does she keep coming back to this topic over and over again? Let her focus on herself instead of other people's relationships. Critics were outraged. So what about Travis and Taylor themselves? The couple seemingly decided not to get involved in the drama. They chose to remain silent and continue to enjoy their relationship. Taylor and Travis are happy together. They don't want the drama to distract them from what's really important to them, an insider close to the couple revealed. And honestly, that's probably the wisest decision. After all, any reaction on their part would have only added fuel to the fire. Taylor's fans, of course, immediately stood up for their favorite. They stated that she had nothing to do with the situation at all. Taylor is just living her life. Why are they trying to drag her into this drama? It's none of her business at all. The singer's fans were outraged. Many also added that Taylor always tries to avoid unnecessary negativity and focuses on the positives. She's happy. Why is someone trying to mar her joy? Let Kayla sort out her emotions, but there's no need to drag Taylor into this story, fans wrote. The whole situation showed just how poignant such public revelations can be. Some believe Kayla is just being honest and open, while others think it's time for her to move on. Kayla Nicole and Travis Kelsey's story shows how difficult it can be to let go of the past, especially when it unfolds in front of the world. Kayla is still searching for herself after the breakup, Travis is building a new happiness with Taylor Swift, and fans are still debating who is right in this story. Do you think Kayla should have talked about it publicly, or are these things better left behind closed doors?